Fields, and we are at Wagner Motorsports Park. We're here for Scheid Diesel Extravaganza 2023. We're about to go hot in about 30 minutes or so for Q1.
How you feeling about Wagner Motorsports Park? It's a little bit of a shorter track. It's hot. Watched testing yesterday. It seemed like a lot of folks were struggling to get down. I mean, how you feeling about it?
I'm actually pretty comfortable at this racetrack. The first year we came out here, I actually broke. And then last year I got a little bit of redemption and I won. So I think it's gonna be okay. Yesterday apparently was the worst day Indy's ever had weather-wise. Jared made a couple test hits and he said the track is good. A couple other people said the track was a little slick, but I think it should be okay. In the shade, it's not too bad. We got a little bit of a breeze, so there is air movement, but it's hot. We're racing in the dog days of summer over here. I'm 71 points ahead right now. There's only 3 of us, so that actually messes with how many points we get, because we're only going 2 rounds instead of 3 or 4. There could be a possibility if I win this one, I may have it clinched and just have to show up for the last one of the year. I'm not 100% sure, but 71 points ahead. If Paul or SPD showed up and Jared won, he probably would take over the points lead, but it just, all these different things play into factor. So, number 1, hopefully we'll stay number 1 this weekend and nothing breaks and everybody runs good and we have good side-by-side racing.
How important is it to you to get a W here this weekend?
Pretty important. I feel like we've all been having struggles this year, but ever since Kentucky, we have been fighting this thing like no other. So it would really be nice, and then it would also just take off any added stress of who's going to take over the points lead, because that's what we're chasing this year as a championship, and that's all we're really worried about. So we're here for points, and if we win, perfect. This sport will humble you in a quick moment, and it humbled us in Kentucky, and it feels like every race since then it's been humbling us again. So we've been fighting the car a little bit. So far, so good. We've done a couple school tests. We just did one in the heat. Sounds good. It sounds happy. So maybe this weekend we'll catch a little bit of a break.
This is the first day for qualifying for the pro classes. There's 3 of us dragsters here. Vasco's still lighting his car up. I don't know if he's shaving everything off of it. Must be. And then Dan Snyder, I think he had a little mishap there and he's got to fix a few things, but he'll get back out here probably end of the season or beginning of next year. We've all had a little bit of work there between the races. They just came up. So.
You got to do some testing yesterday.
We did.
How'd you feel about testing and coming into the weekend?
I did a short blast there on the first 330 hit to see what was up. I fell under the charger and didn't really get the data that we wanted to see, but that's part of it. So we came back out there for a second hit, went into the left lane and had a little bit less bite in it. The right lane was a lot more bite in there, and it was asking for a lot of horsepower, and I didn't want to give it to it. So we went over there and tried to get some more wheel speed, which we did, and it ran a 416 152, I think, and it blew through the second gear clutch pack about 500 foot, and it spiked up RPM, you know. So you can see drive shaft speed went down and RPM went up. So obviously a clutch of some sort might go. But, rebuilt transmission this morning, and ready to hit this Q1.
That's it. So just rebuild your transmission, get back to it.
That's right.
All right. Well, good luck out there in Q1. We'll see you up there, brother.
I know, man. Thank you.
Michael Cordova, racing Pro Dragster.
All right. What are you expecting out of Q1 today in the heat?
I don't know, honestly. That's the problem. I assume the track's pretty greasy, so I'm gonna just make a 330 hit and see where it goes.
Okay.
So yeah, just the heat.
There's more than one qualifying, so chip away at it. And then,
Yeah, 100%.
Hell yeah. All right. Good luck, brother.
Thanks, man.
How you feeling, brother?
A little warm.
a little warm, a little thirsty.
Yeah.
went out there for round 1 of qualifying. Made a little lick. How you feeling about it?
Feeling pretty good. Sounded good. Spooled great. Ran it out to the 330 and made it to the 330 under power, which is always good. Dead straight. Looked good. Sounded good. And everything kind of looks good on the data, so we're just kind of checking over everything, making sure we're ready to go for Q2, which in my opinion, I think it's going to be a little bit more brutal heat-wise because the sun's going to slowly start going down. So it hit the wheelie bars hard for the first time ever, actually. So 105.60, 278, went 431 at 122. Jarrett thinks that that's, you know, hot shit for running in the heat, but I doubt it. It's probably not going to stick. So yeah, we're number 1 right now. We're gonna sit this one out.
Okay.
Got a little bit of some work to do. Nothing big, just gonna check everything over, which requires more than a little wrenching and love. So I'm gonna work on that tonight since we're gonna have an early night. Plus tomorrow's also gonna be about 10 or so degrees cooler.
It is supposed to be.
So it's more in our favor, but just hanging out.
Just hold off a little bit.
I mean, I'll foot race somebody if you
want
want me to
the
make
problems.
a run.
Is that number 1 qualifier now?
I think it is. Number 1 qualifier is the fastest we've ever been, 184, and had some water problems, some heat problems, and trying to get it cooled off, and had some parachute problems. I pushed race mode a little too soon. Just little things, trying to get the parachute right.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it's a pretty impressive lick, 405, 189. I mean,
nice.
How you feeling about going into qualifying 3 tomorrow?
Well, this is usually where Jared takes over the world and wrecks my dreams. So
Lights a fire on
I'm ready for that in the morning.
Gotcha.
So we'll have that, and then right into E1. So be a good time.
Are you guys getting it back together? I mean, nothing too serious. Everything's
got oil pressure. We're Cody's hot retorquing the head right now.
okay.
And then adjust valves and might do some spool ups testing if the weather stays, but it looks like it's going to rain again at an VSS event. So.
Surprise!
Yeah. That's the kicker.
Awesome. Well, good luck, brother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. Oh. Good morning.
Yeah, this is going to be the trick.
Having a time today?
Learning new things.
Well, that's what life's about. Learning new things, adventure, right? Can never be too old to learn a new thing. Are you guys going to be out for qualifying 3?
Oh, yeah.
They say usually this is about the time Jared wakes up and puts some ass whooping down on everybody. You get a little motivation, you know what I mean? People start going fast and you're like, hold my beer. I'm just telling you what I heard in my travels.
Well, that's what they like to say stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, we'll get it together. We'll see if they're for Q3, brother.
All right, man. Thank you.
us this competition.
Yes, baby! Yes! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hey. Hell yeah!
You know, we have oil pressure that's good enough for me to go up and break the beams if all hell breaks loose, and that's the last option I got. So, you never know. Jared's been having his own issues this weekend, so it could be a coasting battle to the end of the track. I don't know. Jared's putting a lot of stress on me already, so he said no, we have to go side by side threes, and then whoever wins that races Michael in the final, obviously, so then that needs to be another side by side three. So he's asking for a lot right now. Not gonna lie.
We're just trying to get it down the track.
Yeah, the fact that it made it out of the trailer is like honestly a big like plus in its own.
So it looks like they're gonna get some fresh bottles and spool up again.
Yeah, those carbon fiber bottles do not like us. We don't like them. They look cool, but that's about all they do for us. So yeah, fresh bottles. Gonna see if we can get Andre down here looking at it, but this is just how this weekend is going. You'll have that on the big stuff.
Before the tree falls, and it's a gimme for Matty Graves. Length around with it, then he'll lay it down. Leader today, the final. Pro Dragster. Cordova, 426.6, 174 miles an hour. Matty Graves had a handful of steering wheel in the left lane going to 552.30.
Went up for round 2 finals with Michael Cordova. Thought we had everything figured out. Everything was looking great, running great. Get up there, started out okay for the both of us, and then right past 60 foot, things got a little sketchy for me. So I got out of the groove, had to let out. Michael went ahead and just drove right out of my leg. He got his first win of the season, good for him. Not 100% sure if it was the track or not, but
it's hard. We saw something come out from under the tire.
Yeah.
But it was also, it looked like at some point a tire shook too. I think there was also a little, Maddie was in front and was not trying to lift. The SS never lift.
Never left.
Yep.
I treat him. He knows that, so I'm not hurting his feelings when I say that. I was ahead of him for quite a while, and then you can just tell as soon as I hit tire shake, it just didn't want to give up. So then it got really unhappy, and then it got out of the groove, and then at one point I was on 2 wheels. So yeah, at that point it's just not. So I kept it off the wall, and I kept it out of Michael's lane. We're both okay. Both of our cars are okay. So that's a win in our book. That we're leaving here with a running car.
In one piece.
In one piece.